in this revision course. So this consists of 4 lessons. So it'll be today, Wednesday, then next week, Monday, next week, Wednesday. And then we will start with our holiday classes. So these 4 lessons are basically a revision of the things that we have done this term. So today's lesson is about fractions. Have a look here. Next week, or sorry, next Wednesday, we will do number patterns. I'm also going to give you an opportunity at the end. I would like you to be able to communicate with Kat and tell her topics you feel you need help. If you've got other topics that you are struggling with, then please do put it into the chat at the end so that Kat knows this, and then we can plan accordingly. Remember the way things are structured at the moment, because we've had issues with people putting inappropriate comments and symbols and signs and all that kind of thing into the chat. So the chat is disabled. You will only be able to use the chat to communicate with Kat or myself. Because I am busy teaching, it's probably better for you to message Kat rather than me, and she will alert me to your questions. And if there's anything that you don't understand, you can let her know, and then she will stop me as well. The chat is also not the chat. You've also all been muted. So we're going to have to work through a process of people putting up their hands and answering questions. So what I found for you guys are some fractions and decimals multiple choice questions, which some of you may have started working on already. And I thought it would be nice for you guys to have an opportunity to talk. So we can go through these. What you can do is you can put your hand up to answer if you want to answer. And then when I get to you for a particular question, that's your turn. If you don't want to answer that question, then you forfeit your turn. Okay, so I'm going to go and have a look and see whose hands are up. So Buthle's first. Buthle, you're going to do number 1 then.
Ma'am, the answer for 1 is D.
Is D, absolutely. So it said to us, which of the following fractions has a denominator of 8? So quite right. D is the only one where the number at the bottom is an 8, because that's what the word denominator means. Good, well done. All right, Motebang, you're next. Question 2.
The answer is C, ma'am.
The answer is C. Which one of these is a proper fraction? Quite right. So for it to be a proper fraction, Motebang, what were you looking for?
Well, the proper fraction is the one where the numerator is smaller than the denominator.
Beautifully explained, Motebang. Well done. That's excellent. Okay, Asimahle, question number 3 is yours.
It's C.
Okay, and what were you looking for, Asimahle?
Improper fraction.
Absolutely. So how did you know if a fraction was improper or not? What would you need to look at?
You look at the denominator.
Mm-hmm. And what's the story with the denominator compared to the numerator?
It's that the numerator has to be less than the denominator.
The numerator has to be more than the denominator, okay, for it to be improper. Okay, so what you said was 100% correct. Okay, so it was improper because the numerator was 7 and the denominator was 4. The numerator was bigger than the denominator. Okay, good job, nice. Okay, so now here's a more challenging one. Let's see who's next on our list. Ranghuato, okay? What would you say the answer is to number 4?
Then I think the answer is A.
You are perfect. Well done. All right. So they all had the same denominator. So we kept the denominator and added the numerators. Excellent. Well done. Let's see who's next. Kabo is next. Okay, Kabo, you're going to do number 5, please.
It is let's say it's for Teacher, I think it's number A.
You think it's number A? Okay, now unfortunately it's not A, but I'm going to show you where you've gone wrong over here.
Wait,
What
teacher, I think it's number C.
you think it's number C? How did you work that out?
I plus the 4/5, the denominator and the other 2/3 with the other one.
Okay, but it's not plus. The question asks you to minus. So what you need to do here is you need to have a lowest common denominator. Your lowest common denominator is going to be 15. So you have to times that 5 by 3, which means you must times that 4 by 3. So that would give us 20/15. And similarly, we would have to times that by 5. So we must times that by 5, and that would give us 10. Okay, so that would leave us with 10/15. Now, do we see 10/15 here in our answers?
No, teacher.
No, we don't. Okay, so our answer is going to have to be D, none of these. Okay, good job. Well done, Kabo. Okay, Apilele, you are next.
Me, ma'am.
Yes, Apilele, you're next. You're going to do question 6.
Okay, ma'am. By the way, my name is Masizazi, ma'am.
Okay, must I ask somebody? Oh, is it Masizazi? Okay, we've just got you under the wrong name. That's fine. Masizazi, do the next one. Do 6.
I think it's 1/12. It's B.
It's B. Okay. What does half of mean? What do you have to do to 24?
You have to divide it
By what?
by 20. I mean by half.
Okay, but they said to you the value of half of 24. So half of 24 can be written as a half times 24, which means the same as 24 divided by, not by a half, divided by 2. Half of 24. Okay, so half of 24 is going to give us 12.
12. Oh,
Okay,
yes.
so half of 24 means 24 divided by 2, which gives us 12 as an answer. Okay, Masizazi, good job. Okay, Anati, you are next.
4, 7. It's D.
It's D. Okay, why do you say that it was none of those? How did you work that out?
Because I said 5 divided by 78, it would give me
So 5 goes into 7 once with a remainder of 2, and 5 goes into 28 5 times, but there's going to be a remainder here as well, isn't there?
Yes.
Okay, because there would be a remainder of
0.
5. Isn't there a remainder of 5? No, so of 3, sorry. And then 5 goes into 36 times. Okay, so that gives us 15 and 6/10, which is the same as 15 and divide both of these by 2. That would be 3/5. Okay, so you're quite right. There's nothing there that we can get when we multiply 15. Yeah, none of them. Okay, good job. Well done. Yes, am I wrong?
Wouldn't what's
Okay,
3
hang on a
times
sec.
5
Sorry, I didn't see that. That's right. So times by, and then that would be 16/5. 5, no, sorry, it's not 16, it's 26.
Yes.
Okay.
6, 12, 8 it's the same.
So it's the same. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank
26
you.
times 3 is 70. Yeah.
You're quite right. Okay. Thank you, Kat. You are amazing. I don't know what I would do without you. Okay. Ray 2, number 8 is yours.
Number 8.
Indeed.
C.
So the reciprocal of 1 and 2 over 3, you said the answer is C. Why did you pick C? First of all, how do you make 1 and 2 over 3 into an improper fraction? How would you make 1 and 2 over 3 into an improper fraction? If I asked you to make it improper, how would you do that?
I don't know.
You do know. You do know how to make numbers improper from being matched, from being mixed. You're going to take the number at the bottom, times it by the number in the front, add the number at the top, and keep the same denominator. So you're going to say 3 times 1 plus 2 is 5 over 3. Okay, but they asked us for the reciprocal. Do you know what the word reciprocal means, Ray 2?
No.
Okay, so that's an important word for you. Okay, the word reciprocal means to take what was in the numerator and put it in the denominator. And what was in the denominator, you put it in the numerator. So the reciprocal of 5 over 3 is 3 over 5. Okay, so it's definitely not question C. It has to be question D, the reciprocal. Okay. All right, now the next one, number 9 is a difficult one. Cowboy, you ready to do number 9?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, go for it.
Number A.
You say it's A. All right, and tell me, how did you work out your answer? What maths did you do?
Teacher, at where it says off, it was supposed to be times.
Absolutely.
What they
Mhm.
told us was cool. So it was supposed to
Absolutely.
be times, and then I just times them together. I got 4.
Okay, but now did you just say, how did you times them together though? Which numbers did you times together?
I took 3 and then over 1 and then 1 over 2. I times it and then 8 over 3.
Oh, okay. So now when you go to high school next year, what your teachers are going to expect you to be able to do is this. So this is all of you, okay? You're going to have to be able to write 3.5 as an improper fraction. So you have to say 2 times 3 plus 1. So 2 times 3 is 6 plus 1 is 7. That gives you 7 over 2. So the question is asking you to multiply 7 over 2 by 8 over 3. So when we multiply fractions, we multiply numerator with numerator and denominator with denominator. Okay, so that's what we should have as our answer. We should have 56 over 6, but we can see here these answers have been simplified. All right, so that means we need to simplify as well. So we know that we can divide this by 2. We can divide the top by 2 as well. 56 divided by 2 is 28. And 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay, so the answer that we were supposed to have there was B. It's supposed to be 28 over 3. That's a difficult question, isn't it? Okay, so whoever's going to do question 10, I hope you are feeling brave and strong. Let's have a look whose hand is up. Ntabi Singh, you are next. Go for it, Ntabi Singh.
Sorry, ma'am.
Ntabi Singh, do number 10 for us, please.
Okay, let me see.
You can
Number
tell me how to
10,
do it if
ma'am.
you want. And Tabby saying, you can tell me how to do it, so I can write it on the page. What should I write?
Okay, ma'am.
So 4 1/3 of 3. What does that mean?
She's not on the camera anymore, so I'm not sure if she's there.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe we should take the next person with their hand up. Okay, it's Anati. Anati, do you know how to do this question?
Ma'am, for
Mhm.
do I have to change 4 into an
Mhm.
improper fraction?
Good. Absolutely. That's lovely, Anati. So what would it be as an improper fraction?
Would it be 3/3?
It would be 13 over 3. So remember, you've got to take the denominator, multiply it by the number in front, and add the numerator. So it's 3 times 4 plus 1. So 3 times 4 is 12 plus 1 is?
Is it 3 plus 4 plus 12 plus 1?
No, it's 3 times 4 plus 1 over 3. So
Oh.
3 times 4 is 12, 12 plus 1 is 13, and then we've got to write it over the denominator. Okay, and if we take 13 over 3 and we times it by 3, what we would say here is that 3 goes into itself once and it goes into itself once over there. So our final answer would be 13. Absolutely. Good job. Some of these questions are super difficult, so I can understand it takes a little while to work them out. Okay, so it would be B. The answer would be 13. Being able to do this that I've done over here, guys, where you make it improper and then multiply and then cancel down, is a very, very important skill. Okay, you've got to be able to do that going into high school next year. All right, so let's move on. Let's see who's got their hand up next. Okay, Takalani. Hello, Takalani.
Hello, ma'am.
How are you?
Ma'am, I'm fine, thanks, and how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Thank you, Takalani. Are you going to do number 11 for us, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. What do you think the answer is?
Ma'am, the answer is A.
You're right. That is a possible answer. All right, but it says the least form. So in other words, the simplest way that we can write this. So if I write A, the problem is that 3 over 6, I can, yes?
Ma'am, sorry, ma'am, it's C, ma'am, because, ma'am, the least is 1 over 2.
There we go. That's excellent. Well done. 100%. I'm going to highlight that now. Well done, Takalani.
Thank you, ma'am.
Reply to someone in the chat here quickly. There we go. Okay, good job, Takalani. The least, oh gosh, the least answer is 1 over 2. Lovely. Okay, let's see who's next. Buhle. Okay, do number 12, please, Buhle.
Ma'am, the answer for 12 is it's 8.550.
It is. All right, so that would be question
Number
A.
12. A.
Yeah, number 12, so it would be 12A. Good, Buhle, that's good. Well done, 100%. Okay, now, Asimahle, you're up to do question 13, Asimahle.
Ma'am, it's D.
Okay, so Asimahle, oh, sorry, I'm coloring in C here. Sorry, Asimahle.
Oh,
Okay.
Ma'am.
Yes, are you sure?
No, I did number 14 and
Oh, you did number 14 instead. That's fine. What was the answer to number 14?
I said it was D.
Okay. All right, but it says which one of the following is greater? So that means which one of those is the biggest. Okay, so they've given you 5, 0, 5, 0, 005, and 0, 005. So the one that is the biggest is it's not going to be D, it's going to be, do you want to try again?
A.
Ah, there we go. Okay, so that is the greatest or the biggest. All right, well done. That's lovely, Asamate. Okay, Ranghuato, now you can try number 13 if you're happy to do so.
Ma'am,
Yes,
it's D.
it's D. Okay, over there. All right, good job. Okay, I agree with you. It is D. Okay, nicely done. Well done, Ranghuato. All right, Sihle is up next. Just hang on a second. I've just had a request to make this bigger. Sorry, Kat, I'm deleting you. I'll delete myself as well. Let's just move that one down. What that's going to do to it. Ooh. Okay. All right. Anyway, never mind about that. There we go. I've made it a little bit bigger, so hopefully everybody can see okay. Now it asks us which one of the following is smaller. So now we want the smallest one. So the smallest here. Let's see who's got their hand up next. Okay, Sihle, it's you. What do you think, Sihle? Which one is the smallest?
0.2301.
0.2301. You are quite right, Sihle. That is indeed the smallest number there. Good job. Well done. Toluana, you are doing number 16. 5 centimeters written in kilometers. Wow, what a big question. Sure. What's the answer, Toluana? Toluana? Okay, Toluana is not answering. Okay, Buhle, you're next. How would you write 5 centimeters in kilometers?
Ma'am, 5 centimeters in kilometers, the answer is 0,00005.
It is indeed. So question B, 100%. Well done, Buhle. Good job. Okay, Lesedi, number 17, please. Number 17, please, Lesedi.
Ma'am, it's B, tens.
It certainly is, Lesedi. Well done. Good job. All right. Tens. Excellent. Oh, you guys are so clever. Rolivua, number 18, all yours. Please, Rolivua.
Is it, I can't really see it.
I'm just trying to make it a little bit bigger. Hang on a second. Sorry, I didn't realize that this was a bit small. Let's do that and that. Can you see now?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. All right, so the value of 1.3 times 3.1 is?
Is it C?
How would you work that out though?
Right,
it is C, but was that just a guess?
Well, I went, yes, it was just a guess, because it looks like it.
It looks, well, you know, estimation, you know, looking at something and making a judgment about it is really a good idea. But when you want to
educated guess.
an educated guess, there we go, Kat, thank you so much. So yes, that was very good for an educated guess. When you want to work out the value of decimals and you've multiplied them together, the trick is to remove the decimal and put it in again afterwards. So really what we want to do is work out 13 times 31. So we would do this using multiplication. So we'd say 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 1 is 1. Remember to put down our 0. 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 1 is 3. And then, of course, we've got to add those together. So 3 and 0 is 1. That gives us 10. Carry 1, that's 4. And in our question, there was 1 decimal place, 2 decimal places. So there must be 2 decimal places in our answer. Okay, so that's why 4,03 is indeed the correct answer. Okay, so yeah, well done, Rolibua, for guessing correctly.
Thank you.
Okay, Bonolo, you next. Hello, Bonolo, how are you?
I'm good, ma'am.
That's good. Are you okay to do question 19? This is a difficult question, Bonolo.
Ma'am, I can't see properly.
Okay, so the question is this. You've got to take 0,80 and you have to divide it by 5. How would you do that?
I think, ma'am, the answer is it's 0, 0,16.
0,16. So you think it's B over here? You think it's that one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the best way for you to work this out is as follows, okay? 0,80 means 8 out of 10. You could also write it as 80 out of 100, but it also means 8 out of 10. Now, if we need to divide that by 5, the rule when it comes to dividing fractions is that we've got to keep the first fraction the same. We've got to change the divide into a times. And then we've got to flip around or we'll write the reciprocal of the number or the fraction that follows. So because 5 means 5 over 1, here we would have to write 1 over 5. Okay, so when we multiply fractions, you've got to multiply numerator with numerator and denominator with denominator. So that would give us 8 out of 500. Okay, it's a bit of a long
50,
process.
isn't it?
Sorry, out of 50, I beg your pardon. Thank you. Thank goodness Kat is so clever. Hey, grade 7s. All right, so now how many times does 8 go into 50?
It goes,
Well, yes. So we actually was working out how many times does 50 go into 8. Sorry, it's the other way around. So 8 out of 50 written as a decimal would be, how would we work that out? Well, maybe we could simplify a little bit. Maybe that'll be easy. So if we divide this by 2, we get 4. If we divide this by 2, we get 25. Does that help us? 4 out of 25. Or maybe the easier thing for us to do was this. If we've got 8 out of 50, I'm being silly here, we want this to be an equivalent fraction out of 100, don't we? So what we could do there is we could times the bottom by 2. So we must times the top by 2 as well, and that would give us 16. And 16 out of 100 is 0,16. Okay, good job. Well done. That was perfect. All right. So that was question number 19. I think question number 20 is hiding underneath here. And Tabiseng, do you want to do question 20? Oh, that's a difficult question.
Yes, ma'am, I'll do it, ma'am.
Okay, you do that one for us. And then you can tell me what your answer is.
It's 13, ma'am. A.
It's A. Well done. It certainly is. Good job, Ntabiseng. Well done. That's lovely. Okay, guys, lovely. So now we're all warmed up. Our maths brains are working properly. So now here are some questions for you where you need to fill in the blanks. I'm guessing, hang on a second, let me just move this down. Sorry, we'll get to those in a bit. But I just want to try and make this a little bit bigger because I think some of you are struggling to see. Okay, so here we go. There we go. Everybody should be able to see that okay. Can you see that all right? Mine just suppose all you can do is put up a thumbs up or something like that. Okay, so now Kat and I are going to be quiet for a little bit and we're going to let you guys work through questions 1 through to 10. When you've done all questions 1 through to 10, then you can put your hand up in the chat. Okay. All right, off you go. Any questions, just message us. Okay, so Ranghuato, you say you're struggling to see the numbers. So number 1 is 1 over 2 plus 2 over 3. Question 2 is 5 over 7 minus 2 over 3. Question 3 is 2 over 3 times 5 over 7. And question 4 for now is 2 over 3 times 9 over 20. Isaac, I see you put your hand in the air. Do you have a question, Isaac? Are you finished? Relebogile, do you have a question?
Yes, ma'am.
What's your question, Relebogile?
Ma'am, I want to ask if is the 3 the right denominator?
For which one?
For number 4.
You mean, are you supposed to have a denominator of 3 as your answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. With this particular question, what you were supposed to do, what would be the easiest thing for you to do, is to say 3 goes into itself once and it goes in here 3 times. 2 goes into itself once and it goes in here 10 times. 1 times 3 is 3 over 1 times 10 is 10. So no, it's supposed to have a denominator of 10.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Cabo, do you have a question?
No, ma'am. I'm just waiting for ma'am.
Okay. All right, that's fine. That's fine. We'll leave you there where you are. In Ntabiseng, do you have a question or are you waiting to answer?
Ma'am, is it 25 over 4?
For which one? In Ntabiseng?
6.
6, ma'am.
Question 6. What did you say your answer was?
25 out of 4.
25 over 4.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So if we have a look at this, what you would have had to do is you would have had to make this fraction over here, 3 3/4, improper as well. So when we make that improper, we're going to say 4 times 3 plus 3. That gives us 15 over 4. And we have to add that together, and we're going to see if that gives us 4. So we're going to keep our denominator of 4. 15 and 25 gives us 40. And 40 over 4 is not 4. Okay, we get 10. So that means that 25 over 4 is unfortunately not the right answer. But good job, Ntabi Singh. Okay, try and do it again. All right, that's fine. So I'm just reminding you, if you've done all 10 questions, you can just pop that you are done into the chat to me or to Kat. Okay, Motibang. I'm just trying to find you here. Where are you?
He's at the top. His hand is raised.
Oh, okay. All right, hang on a second.
Should I unmute him?
Yeah, so just unmute him quickly.
Okay.
Please,
Hey,
thank you,
ma'am.
Kat. Hi, Motibang, what's up?
I don't get number 3.
You don't get number 3. Okay. All right. We're going to go through the answers right now. All right. And I'm going to explain how we do all of these questions.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. No stress. Okay. Well, let's see if we can do the first 3. Okay. So, Kabo, what did you do for question number 1?
Ma'am, I got 7/6.
7/6.
Simplifying.
Okay. All right. So you were quite right. You had to get a lowest common denominator of 6. So times that by 3 and that by 3 and that by 2 and that by 2.
Yes, ma'am.
And that would have given us 3 plus 4, which is 7/6. Yes. Good job, Kabo. Well done. Very, very nice. Excellent. Anati, you can do number 2 for us, please, Anati.
Number 2 is for number 2 I got 1/21.
You got 1/21. Okay, so you would have made that into an equivalent fraction out of 21, and this one as well. So that would have left you with 15 minus 14/21, which indeed gives you that. Very good, Anati. Well done. Excellent. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay, Toluana, do you want to do number 3? That's the one Motibang didn't understand. Toluana. Toluana. Okay, I don't know where Toluana is. Asimahle, do you want to do this question, number 3? Asimahle?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go for it. How did you do this, Asimahle?
The denominators were not the same, so I changed them to be the same, which was 21.
Okay, but now why is that not necessary with this question, Asimahle? What's the operation? Are we adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing, Asimahle? We are
Subtracting.
Oh.
Subtracting.
In number 3.
Oh, sorry, ma'am.
That's okay. What are we doing in number 3, Asimahle? We are
multiplying.
Ah, there we go. So now when we multiply fractions, do we need a lowest common denominator?
No.
No, we don't. Good. So how do we multiply fractions, Asimahle? What's the
So
rule?
we say we can scratch out, but there's nothing to scratch out there.
That's right. There's nothing to scratch out here. There's nothing we can simplify like in number 4. So what's the only thing we can do here?
We can multiply each number.
That's right. So we have to multiply numerator with numerator. So 2 times 5 is 10. And we put the answer in the numerator. Over 3 times 7 is 21. And we put 21 in the denominator. Okay, so it's very important. Well done, Asimahle. So Motibang, it's very important that we know our rules for working with fractions. Okay, so just like everything in maths, there are rules for working with fractions. If we cannot cancel down like we did in question 4, then the only thing that we can do is multiply numerator with numerator, denominator with denominator. Okay, Motibang? All right, so now on to the next question. In Tabiseng, this is now question number 5. In Tabiseng, 2/3 of 42 is how much? In Tabiseng?
Sorry, ma'am?
So your question to answer is 2/3 of 42. How much is 2/3 of 42?
47, ma'am.
47.
42, ma'am.
How did you get 47?
I've done 2 out of 5, ma'am.
Oh, but it says 2/3. So 2/3. So that means 2 out of 3, not 2 out of 5.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. So if you go 2/3 of 42 or 2/3 times 42, what's that going to give you?
Ma'am?
So 2/3 of 42 is going to leave you with what, Ntabiseng?
1/21.
Maybe you're looking at the wrong question. Doesn't matter. Don't worry, Ntabiseng. It's not the end of the world. Okay, so Ranghuato put an answer in the chat.
Hey, ma'am, I got it.
Okay, what did you get?
28.
There we go. Good. Well done. The answer is 28. Okay, so 2 ways we could have done this question. Because 3 is a factor of 42, we can say 3 goes into itself once and it goes into 42 14 times. And 2 times 14/1 would give us 28. Or if we wanted to, we could say 2 times 42, which would give us 84. And 84 divided by 3 is also 28. Okay, so either one of those 2 ways is 100% fine. Okay, well done, Ntabiseng. Rolivua, okay, you've got this difficult question number 6 to do. How did you work out what goes in the block, Rolivua?
I just used my head and I got 1/4. I said, I
Quite
saw
right.
that 3/4. Okay.
Quite right. Yes, absolutely. Common sense is the best, most underutilized thing in the whole wide world. 100%. Okay, so you did that by inspection and you saw that what had to go in there was 1/4. Of course, if we didn't know how to do that, what we could have done, what's the other way that we could have done this? You tell me, Rolivua. What could you have done to 4 to work out what was in the block?
You would subtract 3/4.
So 3 3/4 from 4. Quite right. Absolutely. All right. Very good. All right. Wasn't completely necessary, but there we go. Okay. Let's see who's up next. Okay. It is Toluana. Go for it, Toluana. You're going to do number 7. Toluana.
I think Toluana's mic might have a problem.
Okay. Oh, Tolana's message. She's said that it's 59/4.
There we go.
Okay. Is that the right answer, Kat?
I'm not
So we would say,
sure.
that would be 8. So that would be 11/4, right? And then we would have to times that by 4 and that by 4. And that would give us 48 minus 11, no, over 4, which means we would actually end up
Toluana
with,
added.
okay, with 37/4 as our answer. Okay, so Toluana, you added instead of subtracted. Okay, it's not the end. It's okay. No worries. It's not the end of the world. Okay, does that make, I hope that makes sense to everybody. Let me just stop and do a check quickly. How's everybody feeling? Put something in the chat. Do you feel good? Is it making sense? Are there any questions? Thumbs ups? Thumbs downs?
Okay, a couple of thumbs ups.
Okay, all right. I'm also getting some thumbs ups. Patson says it's good. Motibang says fine, great. Kanya's got a thumbs up. Pabalo's got. Okay, you also okay. Are we still going to have the poll in Kosinati? Yes, we are. Tanwir, it makes sense, ma'am. I'm feeling really good. I'm so pleased. Rolly Boo has got a thumbs up. Esteli's got a thumb up. It's the best, says Manda. No, you the best, Manda. Thank you so much. I see Mafi's got lots of thumbs up. So does Aziza. So does Masizazi. Amohalang, okay. Ulungile, good. Motibang. Gooder than good, Paloko says. Oh, I like that. Gooder than good. I'm going to start using that. Someone asks me tomorrow, I'm going to say, they ask me how I am, I'm going to say gooder than
good.
Yeah. Who's calling us here? Okay. What's he saying?
Hi, ma'am.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's finish this off because we've still got to be able to do the poll tonight as well. Okay, so let's see. Klegonolo, your hand is up. Do you want to do question number 8? Klegonolo?
Yeah.
You
yes,
welcome
ma'am. I'd
to
like
question?
to do question number. Yes, ma'am. I'd like to do question number 8, ma'am.
Go for it. Tell us what you would do for question number 8.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, so there's this method that I use, ma'am, from term 1, ma'am.
Uh-huh. Tell me,
So
what
then,
was your
ma'am,
method?
what I did is, ma'am, I put all my units. Ma'am, I put my units in a column. And then put my tenths in a column, my hundredths in a column, and my thousands in a column, ma'am. And then after that, ma'am, I multiplied my hundredths, and it gave me 2, ma'am, which the decimal is 0.02, ma'am.
Okay, that's not the answer I'm getting, but let's see if we can figure out what's gone on here. So if you want to work out the answer to this, all right,
yes, ma'am.
What you would have to do, the easiest way for you to do it is to forget about the decimals and just work with the significant figures. So that means ignore the zeros and just work with the numbers that aren't zeros. So in this case, it would be 1 times 1, which gives us 1 as an answer. All right, so we need to have 1 in our answer, but we've got 1, 2 decimal places in the first question, plus 3, 4 decimal places in the entire question. Okay, so there's 4 decimal places. So that means that your answer has to have 4 decimal places. So it's got to be 0,0001. Okay, and that's the easiest way to multiply decimals together.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. I think I forgot, ma'am, that I'm multiplying by 1.
That's fine, not to worry at all. Okay, thank you for talking and thanks for sharing your answer with us. It was so nice to hear your voice today. I hope you're going to put your hand up more in the future as well. Okay, well done, Lefanolo. Okay, who's next? Tabi Singh, number 9, please, and Tabi Singh.
Ma'am, I think it's 11 out of 10.
Okay, so Tabi Singh says 11 out of 10. All right, so in Tabi Singh, the first thing that we would have to do is make those improper. So 3 times 5 plus 1 would give us 16 over 5, which we need to divide by 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 is 5 over 3. And when we divide fractions, we've got to keep the first fraction the same. And now we've got to flip our fraction that follows. So that's going to be 3 at the top and 5 at the bottom. And that gives us 48 over 25 is what I'm getting. Oh, how did you get 11 over 10? Unless I'm wrong. Am I wrong, Kat?
No, that's what
Okay. Okay.
I got.
Is that what you got as well? How did you get 11 over 10 in Tabi Singh?
Ma'am?
How did you get 11 over 10 in Tabi Singh?
I've used 1 over 5, ma'am.
Oh, okay. See, so you've got to make them improper first. Okay, so like I had done, you make them into improper fractions, and then you do tip and times when you are dividing fractions. Okay, and then that's, well done. That's really good. Okay, and then I think we already did this one. Didn't we answer this question earlier? Or am I going mad? 7.75 divided by 0.25. Oh yes, they've repeated a question here. Okay, so we already know the answer to this one. We know that the answer to question, yes.
Ma'am?
Yes, Ntabe saying?
Can I do number 10?
Okay, what's your answer for number 10?
3.
3. Unfortunately not. Our answer for this one, I don't know if you remember, Ntabe saying, we've actually seen this question. Sorry, it's a repeat. It's the same as this one here. So 7.75 divided by 0.25 is 31. Okay, there we go. All right, so now we've got 4 minutes left. So that means that there is time for us to do our poll, and then we are going to say goodbye.